How I create my cartoon illustration. Hello guys, in this video you'll be watching how I create my cartoons illustrations. If you're just watching my videos for the first time, please subscribe and hit the like button to get more of this fast tutorials. I strongly advise that this video is recommended to those that already knows how to use Photoshop, because the line sketches of the art are already made, but if you want to know how to create clean, realistic sketches, then you can watch the video that will pop up at the end of this video. As you can see, I've started with the basic colors, but for this particular art, I already have some specific colors I am working with, so some of the colors might be changed later on, but let's keep going. I have some specific brushes I uses to fill my basic colors, and I also use the wand tool to select the spots I want to fill, but as you can see I'm using both freehand and the filling tool to paint the colors just to get the perfect result. I tried to give my basic colors a bit details as much as possible, just to make it more enhanced before I do the shadows and lights. That also helps reduce the details focus when doing the shadows and lights. And also I am using a single layer for the basic colors, but you can use as much layers as you like. It's the result that matters, not the layers. It's just keep your source file tidy, that's all. I'm now done with the basic colors. Now let's go to the shadows and lights. I will be breaking down how I usually set up my layers for the shadows and lights, but that will be in another video. But for my shadows, I use as multiply, and for my lights, I use as linear dodge. I am now creating the shadows, but you have to have a position or area that your light is coming from, because that indicate where your shadows will fall into. For example, if lights is coming from the left, then the right part of the object will have more shadows than the left, and vice versa. But there is always references online to help to you more on that. Just out of curiosity, I am using the lasso tool to make the selection, and I am using a soft brush to apply the shadows depending on how much pressure I applied to the brush. If you've watched this video to this part, please hit the like button to help grow this channel. Let's continue. For the shadows, I usually uses like 3 color schemes. One is for the soft shadows, which I am doing now, while the other 2 color schemes were a little bit darker. But I am still on the first part of the shadows. So if you notice some part darker, then that's the brush pressure, because I have to consider the light's pressure too. As you can see, I am only using one color to make the shadows for all the parts of the characters. Skin, hair, clothes, and the color blend in with the primary color. It's because the layer mode is in multiply mode. I'm now done with the soft shadow, now proceeding with second part of the shadow. You can see the color chart I created at top left corner that helps me to keep the color uniqueness. And also, if you're paying attention, you will notice that I'm not creating the next shadows outside the previous shadows. I make sure it's inside it. I'm done with the second shadows. Now let's get to the final shadows. You should know that there are two ways to get shadows and lights on an object. One is brush tool, which I'm using now, and the second one is dodge tool, which I will use later on in this tutorial. But for the dodge tool, it doesn't work like the brush tool. It works on the same layer that we have the basic colors, without creating another layers like we're doing on the brush tool. I am almost done with the shadows. A special thanks to you. If you've watched this tutorial to this part, don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Done with the shadows. Now let's start creating the lights. Remember I told you about the light concentration. So while creating the lights, I am putting more focus on the left sides of the characters, because that's where the light is coming from in this artwork. Feel free to ask questions in the comment section, or tell me the kind of Photoshop tutorials you want next. I'm done creating the lights on my characters. I am now moving to the background colors. Remember I told you earlier about using the dodge tool to create shadows and lights, so that's the tool I will be using to create the shadows and lights on this. But remember that I am doing it on the same layer as the primary color. The dodge tool comes with 3 options, which are shadows, midtones and highlights, but I only uses the midtones and highlight effects. For the shadows of my characters, I usually uses midtones, and for the lights I uses midtones for the soft lights, and then I uses highlights for the hard lights. For the midtones effects, hold on Alt key for the shadows effects, and for the lights just apply the brush without pressing any key. Same thing for the highlight effects, and you can see how good the dodge tool effects looks. I really love using the dodge tool to paint, but I mostly uses it on objects, not characters, cause of revisions reasons. A special thanks to you. If you've watched this tutorial to this part, don't forget to subscribe and like this video. I'm done with the main works, but now I'm just trying to enhance and beautify the characters, and also changing some of the characters' colors. And also adding some golden effect lights to the characters and background. That will make it more pop and catchy. Remember, I will be only creating it on the left side of the characters, cause that's where our light is coming from. Hope you guys enjoy this tutorial. Please subscribe to my channel and hit the like button to help grow this channel.